I'm Danny. It's an exciting day today. We're interviewing someone very special. He's a writer, he's a film critic, and he's a journalist. We have Kim Newman.
Very pleased to be here.
Hi Kim, thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. So I have a few questions here to show you. All right? So you have a variety of jobs. Which
Yes.
one do you like the most?
I never make that decision because if I did, then obviously I'd just stick with it. What I like is doing lots of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that, I can pick and choose sometimes on what project I'm working on because it's still mostly watching things and writing about them and talking about them or making stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And it can get very unstructured, but I like the fact that, I can do quite intense, serious work and then something sort of trivial and funny and silly. And also I have that freelance thing of never turning anything down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time since I said no to anything,
Yeah.
so which may explain why I'm here. But also it gets me out of the house, which quite a lot of my work doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the thing I would find hardest to give up is the fiction because it's the most personal, it's the stuff that comes out of me.
All right. So what made you choose this line of work?
What made you think I had a choice? This is the bit that gets depressing. I graduated in 1980, English degree from the University of Sussex, and I couldn't get a job. I spent 2.5 years applying for jobs, got nothing, one or two interviews over that, but no actual promise of, anyway, it may well be that I am unemployable. And all that time I was writing stuff, I was doing bits and pieces, I was writing for fanzines then. I suppose it would, if I was doing it now, it would be blogs, but I was doing all kinds of stuff like that. I worked with a theatre group, I did cabaret, I worked with a music group, all these sort of things for no money at all and on a very low level of achievement. But eventually I started selling bits of journalism. I sold a few short stories as well. And finally, after say 2.5 years, I realized I was supporting myself. So I stopped applying for jobs, but conventional employment seemed to be a route that was not open to me. I don't know why. I don't know why nobody wanted me.
It's just something, I guess, natural for you. Like just happened.
And certainly this is how I would want. My parents also didn't have regular jobs either. They were potters. And so it may just be that in my background, the idea of working for yourself in some kind of creative thing was so ingrained that people just thought I wouldn't turn up in the morning, or I would be like really impossible to work with. And the stupid thing, of course, is as a freelance, you have to be reliable. You have to actually be more reliable than people with regular jobs because there's always somebody else they can get. There's a list of names, and if you can't do it, the next name on the list will. Or 3 or 4 down.
Right. So you've written quite a few novels on Dracula.
I
Got one here.
Oh, good. Yeah. I'm up to 4 in that series, and there's another one contracted, and a comic.
Nice.
So,
what made you so intrigued by the character?
It's odd, that, isn't it? Again, it's going back to the that bit in Batman where Bruce Wayne is sat around thinking he's going to have a war on criminals, and a black bat flies through the window, and he says, that's what I'm going to do. For me, when I was a kid, I saw the very old black and white version of Dracula, Bela Lugosi, on television, and it sort of changed my life. I don't know why that film in particular. It got me at the right age, and I still really like that movie, although it's a kind of creaky antique. But from within like a week of seeing it, I went out and I got the novel and sort of became a fan of horror movies and monsters, but also really interested in cinema, really interested in literature. And so for me, Dracula just happened to be this big subject. It took me a long time to write the first book in that series, from having the idea, which was something, was a footnote in an essay I wrote at university about Victorian apocalyptic literature, and there's a tiny little footnote about invasion narratives, like War of the Worlds and all those things, and just saying that Dracula is also an invasion narrative, and that just stuck in the back of my head that maybe that there was a story there with the idea of what if Dracula had not been defeated and had taken over the country, and yeah, that cool idea, and when the book's a bestseller now, so obviously it really clicks just from the pitch. But still, it took me 10 years to get around to thinking there was enough there for it to be a novel. So,
I quite like what you're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah. No, I do.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anyone who inspired you to become how you dress and stuff?
Not really. I did sort of, I suppose basically the only thing I do that sort of distinguishes, I wear waistcoats and I wear these things. And I wear these things because I'm not really comfortable tying ties.
What is it?
It's a scarf, foulard, I think it's called. I wear waistcoats because I like the pockets. It's like having a purse, It's like I like keeping the keys and stuff in and the phone and my Oyster card. So yeah, I know people talk to me about the way I dress, but I've been doing this so long that it doesn't feel kind of calculated to me. I know when I started, it was. And it was because I went to a grammar school which had a crap uniform, and I realised that they give you a hard time if you turned up wearing jeans. But if you started dressing smarter than their dress code, they found that really hard to cope with. Right. They couldn't send you home for being better dressed than you were supposed to.
Which 3 words would you say? I love this one.
Yeah, I can see this one coming.
3 words to describe yourself. Could be anything.
Kim Newman, available.
Yeah, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice. What would you be doing if you weren't a writer?
I know this. If I weren't a writer, I'd be long-term unemployed. Trust me, I know people who have this. Yeah, no, because like I say, I couldn't get a job. So, no, I'd probably have had to move back in with my parents. And the thing is, that what I just said sounds kind of funny, but I know people who've done that. I know people in my generation who have never really managed to cut it in the real world and have ended up back where they started, living with their aged surviving parents in the family home, and no longer eligible for benefits because all that was taken away years ago. And like I say, I have friends who are kind of like that. And I sort of look at it and I think, yeah, that would be me. I cannot conceive of what I could possibly do to make a living apart from this. Yeah, apart from me, right? Because I can't really do anything else.
Oh, but last but not least, have you got anything planned for Christmas? Nice way to end it.
I'm going to go and see my family. My sister has drawn the short straw and is hosting the family this year, so I'm going down to Devon, and we'll have Christmas dinner there. That's very simple, very nice old-fashioned.
Break. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.